For centuries, black Africans have been viewed as a threat by Europeans. This fear has been based on a number of factors. In this video, we will explore the 3 key factors and discuss how they have shaped the way that black Africans have been viewed by Europeans. Welcome to Antiquio. Number 1. Physical superiority. The myth of black physical superiority was a widespread belief in Europe during the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries. There is no scientific basis for the myth of black physical superiority. In fact, studies have shown that there is no significant difference in physical strength or athleticism between different races. However, the myth persisted for centuries, and it continues to have an impact on how black people are viewed today. One of the reasons why the myth of black physical superiority was so persistent is that it was often supported by anecdotal evidence. For example, European explorers and missionaries often wrote about the physical strength and endurance of black Africans. They would often describe how black Africans could carry heavy loads for long distances, or how they could fight for hours without tiring. However, it is important to remember that anecdotal evidence is not always reliable. In the case of the myth of black physical superiority, it is likely that European explorers and missionaries were simply projecting their own biases onto the people they encountered. They may have been more likely to notice the physical strength of black Africans because they were already expecting them to be physically superior. The myth of black physical superiority was also perpetuated by scientific racism. In the 19th century, scientists began to use pseudo-scientific methods to try to prove that different races were biologically different. Number 2. The myth of the savage African. The myth of the savage African is a racist stereotype that has been used to justify the exploitation and oppression of black Africans for centuries. This myth is based on the idea that black Africans are inherently primitive, violent, and dangerous. It is often used to justify slavery, colonialism, and segregation. There is no basis in reality for the myth of the savage African. Black Africans are just as diverse as any other population group, and there's a wide range of cultures, beliefs, and practices across the continent. To say that all black Africans are savage is simply not true. In the 16th century, Portuguese explorers described the people of West Africa as savages who were little better than animals. This description was used to justify the Portuguese slave trade. In the 19th century, European missionaries and colonists described the people of Africa as heathens who needed to be civilized. This description was used to justify the European colonization of Africa. In the 20th century, white supremacists in the United States described black people as savages who were a threat to white civilization. This description was used to justify segregation and other forms of racial discrimination. And number 3, the fear of black rebellion. There were a number of historical events that contributed to the fear of black rebellion. One of the most important was the Haitian Revolution, which was a successful slave revolt that overthrew French rule in Haiti. The Haitian Revolution was a major threat to the institution of slavery, and it led to a great deal of fear among white slave owners in the Americas. Another event that contributed to the fear of black rebellion was the Nat Turner Rebellion, which was a slave revolt in Virginia in 1831. The Nat Turner Rebellion was a bloody and violent event, and it led to a great deal of fear among white people in the South. The fear of black rebellion was also fueled by the spread of abolitionist ideas in the 19th century. Abolitionists argued that slavery was morally wrong, and they called for the end of slavery. This led to a great deal of fear among white slave owners, who feared that a slave revolt would occur if slavery were to be abolished. This fear had a significant impact on the lives of black Africans. It was used to justify the use of violence and oppression against black Africans, and it led to the development of a number of racist stereotypes about black people. The fear of black rebellion also contributed to the rise of segregation and Jim Crow laws in the United States. And that's it from this video. If you have some other video ideas that you think we should cover, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you.